A young woman, Sarah, was home alone in her apartment one night while her roommate was out of town. As the night wore on, Sarah settled in with a movie, enjoying the peace of her quiet home. Around midnight, she heard a soft scratching noise coming from the front door, but she brushed it off as her imagination. Minutes later, the scratching turned into a persistent knocking. Heart pounding, she grabbed her phone and crept toward the door. Peeking through the peephole, she saw a shadowy figure standing on the other side. Anxiety gripped her. "Who is it?" she called out, but the figure didn't respond. Instead, they knocked again, more forcefully this time. Afraid to open the door, she backed away and called her roommate. While waiting for a response, the knocking continued, now accompanied by strange murmurs. Then, just as suddenly as it began, the knocking stopped. Sarah waited, tension mounting. She decided to peek through the peephole again. To her horror, the figure was now looking directly at the door, their face inches away from the glass, grinning in an unsettling way. Terrified, she turned off all the lights and moved to her bedroom, hoping to remain unnoticed. The rest of the night was filled with dread. She could hear faint movements in the hallway. The next morning, she discovered footprints in the snow outside her door. Keeping her ears sharpened and heart raced, she reported the incident to the police, who informed her that other residents had experienced similar encounters with a mysterious intruder. A teenage boy named Jake was home alone one evening while his parents attended a family gathering. Jake was watching TV in the living room when he heard the phone ring. He answered, but there was silence on the other end. He hung up, dismissing it as a prank call. Moments later, the phone rang again. This time, when he answered, a low, distorted voice whispered his name. "Jake, let me in." It taunted, sending chills down his spine. He hung up again, pacing around the house, trying to shake off the fear. The phone rang repeatedly over the next hour, and each time he answered, it was the same creepy whisper beckoning him. In an attempt to distract himself, Jake turned on music, but the calls kept coming. Eventually, he decided to call his parents. But the moment he dialed, the phone rang again. He looked at the screen unknown number. With a pounding heart, he answered one last time. "Oh, Jake, I see you." The voice hissed before a loud crash echoed outside. Panic set in. Jake raced to lock all the doors. He could hear the front gate creak open, and fear flooded his mind. Grabbing a baseball bat, he positioned himself behind the couch, waiting for any sign of movement. Minutes felt like hours as he sat in silence, listening. When he finally heard his parents returning home, he bolted to the door to greet them, but inside, he was shaken. His MOM noticed his pallor and asked what was wrong. He told her everything, and in horror, she revealed there had been reports of a terrifying figure lurking in their neighborhood, creeping into houses when people were home alone. A young couple, Matt and Emily, had moved into a charming old house in a quiet town, excited about their first night alone in their new home. As the couple settled in, everything felt perfect. They made dinner, laughed, and explored the old home. But as night fell, an unsettling ambience enveloped the space. While exploring the attic just before bed, they found some old trunks filled with dust-covered relics, but as they rummaged through it, they felt an unshakable presence lingering in the air. That night, while Matt was in the bathroom, Emily heard strange noises coming from the attic, soft thuds and whispers echoing through the walls. Unable to shake the sense of dread, she decided to investigate. As she crept upstairs, the air grew colder, and shadows danced in the dim light. As she approached the attic door, which was slightly ajar, she felt an overwhelming sense that something was watching her. "Matt," she called out, trying to suppress her fear. But there was only silence. The thudding sounds grew louder, almost as if someone was moving around in the attic. Gathering her courage, she pushed the door open and flicked on the light. The room was empty, but an old rocking chair in the corner swayed back and forth as if it had just been occupied. Just then, Matt came out of the bathroom, and they both felt an electric charge of fear as they entered the attic together. They quickly decided to leave the house for the night. Huddled in their car, they remained shaken, debating if they should return. As they finally resolved to head back home, they noticed something chilling. A family portrait hanging on the wall in the attic now showed a woman in an old-fashioned dress grinning at them eerily. The couple moved out shortly after that night, leaving behind the haunting memories of their brief, unsettling time in the old house.